Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm out at the state park today doing my weekly long run, and today I've got 8 miles on the docket. That'll round out my week at a little over 20 and put me kind of within grasp of my yearly mileage goal, or where I should be at the moment, so that I'm on target for that. Today, I thought what I would talk about are 8 reasons why you should be adding a long zone 2 effort to your weekly calendar. And it doesn't really matter what your fitness goal is. Whether you're a runner that's training for a 5K or a marathon, whether you're someone who's powerlifting or doing CrossFit, some type of a hybrid athlete, regardless of where you sit on that continuum, you really should think about adding a long zone 2 effort. Now, how's it going, man? What do I mean by long zone 2 effort? Let's first clarify what I'm talking about in terms of length, right? So when I say long, I'm talking about 60 to 90 minutes. In zone 2, there's a lot of definitions that are circling around about zone 2. But listen, I think the best one and the easy one is just this. Right where I'm at right now, right? So my other effort level at the moment is I'm running just about as hard as I can while still being able to kind of maintain a decent conversational pace. That's for my benefit because I'm trying to stay in that zone, and it's for your benefit so that you don't think I'm dying. So as we go out and progress through this run, I'm going to give you one reason for each mile, and we'll go through all 8 of these together. All right, here we go. Reason number 1. First reason why you should be adding these long sessions to your week, I'm gonna walk for just a minute, is that when you start adding these sessions, it's when you really start to see that engine being built, okay? And when I'm talking about engine, I'm not talking about just top end kind of engine, right? Like, this isn't like a Kawasaki Ninja bike kind of engine. We're talking about big ass 5.8 liter Hemi kind of engine. That's the kind of engine we were looking for. We're looking for big, wide, base type engine, so that regardless of whatever your goal is, number one, it's going to allow you to just have better output in every other area, okay? And number 2, when you have that type of a base, right, when your engine is that big, regardless of whatever your goal is, you can pretty much just jump straight into it, right? So whether or not I'm training for a marathon, like I said, or a 5K, or a high rocks, or some kind of, say the CrossFit Open, right? When I've got this big ass engine that's built and just thumping on the underside, I'm unbelievably confident that I can handle any one of those scenarios and just jump right into training and start beefing that sucker up because I've got that engine. That's what this workout allows you to do. All right, we got 2 miles in the books. Time for reason number 2. And listen, this is not sexy, but you can't rush mitochondrial adaptation. And if you're not sure what that is, it's all the little things that change on a really small adaptive level, but those changes compound time after time to make you a better athlete. Things like fat oxidation, lactate clearance, these are things that they just can't be rushed. And it takes extended time under tension to be able to get those kind of adaptations. And the perfect workout to get that in are these long zone 2 sessions. They pay off big time. Just like putting money, stashing it away in your 401k, right? You may not seem like a lot, but if you just steadily put away a little at a time, once that sucker starts compounding, you start seeing a shit ton of money. And if you want to see that same kind of return, only not financially but fitness wise, you got to get yourself in gear and add one of these 60 to 90 minute zone 2 sessions into your weekly routine. It's kind of perfect weather out today, only it is just a little muggy, but there's a nice breeze, cloudy. It's like the mid 70s. I'm sure this wind is blowing in the cold front that's supposed to sweep in tonight. The temperature is supposed to drop 20 or 30 degrees. We'll wake up in the morning and it'll be below 40. And if you don't live in southern Florida, that's when all the lizards start falling out of the trees. I know. I thought somebody was pulling my leg when they told it to me the first time too, but it actually happens. I really love running in this park. You get kind of the best of everything. There's some technical trail. There's sections you run through that are kind of like thick forest. Then there's some that's just got kind of like Florida scrub. You get dirt, a little bit of mud, sand, and then out towards the end, once you run out to the front of the park, you get about a half mile of concrete and asphalt. So it's a little bit of everything, but it keeps you engaged. All right, 3 miles in. Reason number 3, it's metabolic efficiency. If you want everything else that you're doing to get put on easy mode, this is the ticket. This is the thing that's going to do it. So how does that happen? What kind of adaptation are we looking for? This is it. Your body is going to become more and more efficient at burning fat as a fuel source instead of burning glycogen or carbohydrates as a fuel source. And the more you do that, the easier everything else is going to become. Once your whole system gets more efficient, it's going to be like pushing that big red easy button, sort of, on everything else. Halfway through, stopping here at the car for a little drink. So number 4, reason number 4 is heart adaptations. Listen, this is some really good stuff, because once you start getting into this zone 2 work, what it's going to do is it's going to overall, steadily as you get into it, lower not just your resting heart rate, but your working heart rate as well. How does it do that? It trains your heart to push more blood through with each pump. And by doing that, it's making your heart more efficient at work at a lower heart rate. And what's the result of that? The result of that is just you being able to be more calm and essentially feel a little bit more rested while putting forth more effort. It's kind of like a secret superpower, and if you've got it and your competitors don't, you've got it and the people around you don't, you're going to see a staggering difference in your performance as the time and energy expenditure go up. They're going to start falling off with their efficiency, and you're going to see more of an uptick where you're able to maintain the same level of effort or the same level of expenditure with not near as much effort as those around you. It's pretty amazing. All right, we're 5 miles in. We're on the back side of this thing, and that's a perfect time for reason number 5. Reason number 5 is this: it's just simple fatigue resistance. And we all started someplace. When I started running again last year, I can remember the first time I tried to run a 5-mile loop around the block next to my neighborhood, and just feeling so tired and not being able to get through that. It just seemed like an impossible effort at that point in time. So the only way to get past that and push through it is just consistent, long, slow effort. And putting time on your feet, getting used to what fatigue feels like at a certain level, and then realizing that you're able to push past that. And to a certain point, like, it's not even so much what's in your legs, it's what's in your head. But on both counts, it just means putting in the time. So that's reason number 5. Just nice, easy time on your feet. And it's going to give you the ability to put in more and more time and to push past that point of being tired. Just a quick update on what I'm doing and how things have been going. I've been hitting back at the CrossFit box 2 weeks now. Last week I was in there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm trying to run Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Still trying to hit just average somewhere around 20 miles a week, because I've still kind of got a goal of 1,000 miles this year. I was kind of shooting for that last year, but the 2 injuries, that one right after the 6-minute mile build up, and then the one during the 50K, that kind of knocked that goal out of reach. But we're going to try it again this year. So I'm going to try to accomplish that by running 3 days a week, dedicated, and then every day at the CrossFit gym, I've been getting there 15 minutes early, lacing up, and just running a quick mile before the CrossFit workout. So that gives me an extra 4 miles, which just makes it so that the other runs aren't quite as grueling. So that's what I got going on. Signed up for the CrossFit Open, which starts at the end of February. Not looking to be any kind of explosive for that, because I'm just starting back, but we'll do it and see where our baseline is and build from there. All right, back to running. All right, we're moving now. Mile 6, reason 6. I'm gonna call this calmly uncomfortable. I talked about this a lot during the clips from the 50K build-up. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are, I don't think. You know, whoever you are, you start running something that length, I'd say anything from a half marathon on up to a 200-mile run, right? Anything like that. I think a high rocks would fall into that. Any kind of a hero wad in CrossFit. I know I definitely hit this kind of feeling every year during Murph. And it's that point where you just get dead tired, you feel like quitting, you're uncomfortable, maybe you're hurt, injured, fed up, or maybe a mixture of all three and you're just not sure what it is. And when you hit that place, it's kind of like a soul-searching moment, right? And you've got to dig down deep and figure that shit out. And the only way to be good at that, so that in the midst of that, you can maintain a level of calmness and just be able to rationally think through it and come up with the right solution. Because it's very easy in those moments to overreact, right? It takes a lot of patience, time, and training, just like this in zone 2, to be able to calmly just say, you know, okay, I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other, and I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna try to sort this out and see. Maybe it's just a cramp, maybe it'll go away. Or, you know the difference that I'm comfortable enough and I know my body well enough that I know something's definitely not right and I need to stop. But you're only gonna know that if you put the time in. So that's number 6. When you've put the time in, it gives you the ability to stay calm and focused in that moment and be able to make the right decision. All right, we're 7 miles into this thing, almost there. I can taste that chocolate protein shake. And maybe chase it down with a big glass of chocolate milk. Whew. So, mile 7, reason number 7, and that's just plain old mental toughness. Listen, if you've got to get through your race or your workout, and the entire time you've got to listen to that voice in your head tell you to slow down, to give up, to walk away, to stop trying, you're never gonna make it. That voice is gonna win. And the only way to get him to freaking shut the hell up is to put the time in. It's to get out here and just one foot in front of the other, teach him that you know what you're doing and you can get through this. And once you do that, it's just like those compounding interest reps, right? Once you put all that time and effort in, you're gonna find that that little voice in your head, number one, it's gonna start getting real quiet, okay? It's not gonna be rambling on and on like he was before, trying to tell you what to do. And I think second, what you're gonna find is that in a lot of instances, once you've put the time in, that voice in your head, he's gonna switch from being a discouraging voice to being an encouraging voice a lot of the time. But in order to get to that point, you're gonna have to kind of beat the hell out of him for a little while. And that's okay. He needs to be put in his place. All right, 7.08, a little more than a mile left. Let's get this thing finished. All right, that's the end. 8 miles down. Last reason number 8, and that's just downright longevity. Listen, if you want to be the kind of person that's able to run around and play with your grandkids, if you want to be able to walk up a set of stairs without gasping for breath, and just be able to generally be a healthy and able-bodied person in the last decade of your life, this is the kind of thing you got to do, right? This 60 to 90 minute zone 2, and again, it doesn't take a lot. You just got to do this once a week. Just schedule it one time a week, but doing it once a week is going to add so much to your fitness and improve your longevity such that you become, it's pretty much like, just look around at other people who are in the last decade of their life and look what they look like moving around. Doing this once a week, doing this once a week, just into what you're already doing, but adding 60 to 90 minutes once a week, it's gonna turn you into a superhuman in the last decade of your life. Someone who is able to run around with your grandkids, someone who's able to lift the suitcase up and put it in the overhead bin, someone who's able to climb a set of steps. Listen, it doesn't take a genius to look around at other people who are living in their last decade and see how limited they are in what they can do, and know that if you're able to do just those simple things, you're gonna be leaps and bounds above where they are. And what does that do for you? It makes the last decade of your life so much more enjoyable because you're gonna be so much more capable. Think about how much more stuff you're gonna be able to do and enjoy than everybody around you. That's exactly what we're aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't want to be someone that just survives until they fall over. I want to be able to kick ass into my 90s, and I hope you do too. So if that's what you're striving for, Those 8 reasons are why you need to start putting a workout like this, a nice 60 to 90 minute zone 2 session, into your weekly routine. Hope this helps. See you guys in the next video.